Okay, students, so to complete this project, the coloring book project, using a mobile app, you're going to have to do some more drawing. So here's my rough sketch, as I showed in my previous video. And at this point, obviously my rough sketch isn't finished. You're going to need to finish it. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm going to do the next step so that I can show you how to wrap this up, even though mine isn't quite finished. So I have a black pen, so I have my black Prismacolor pen, and really at this point what I need to do is I need to go in with my black pen and just really etch out those edges. And this pen is a 0.5, that's a really small, that's a thin pen. Let's do this one, here we go. And I'm just going to carefully go over all my lines to solidify them. And that's going to help with the next step of the process. So take your time. This is like making your rough draft into your final draft. The cleaner you can make this, the easier it's going to be when you do the next step, which I'll show in a minute. Okay. Yeah, very good. I'm going to go to that thinner pen there. Yeah, back to that thick pen. It's a little bit hard while holding the phone. You can see I have a couple little spots I messed up on. Try not to do that, yeah. And something like this, these little guys, I really want these to be really, yeah, let's go. I need to go with a different pen on that. An in between, not that thick guy, but something in between. Here, let's see how this will work. And I just kind of like ease up at the end there. Yeah, I like those. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to keep going on this, and I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, welcome back. So hopefully, at this point, you have now finished your completed sketch. You have outlined it with a black pen or black marker. One thing I didn't show in my previous short video, after I did my black outlining, I took an eraser and erased as many of the stray markings as I could. And I do realize now that I drew a little bit dark in some areas, and that's going to be problematic, but we'll see if we can clean it up okay using the software. So at this point, I didn't completely finish my drawing. My drawing is, I use my drawing more as a template or a guide for my digital work, but I'm going to use the same drawing as an example of how to do it using a mobile device. So here we are on our mobile device, and you want to use this Adobe Capture app here. Yep, it looks like a little eyeball. It's a pretty powerful tool. Once you're in, you'll see across the top you have all these different techniques you can use here. And what we're really going to use is we're going to use the shapes. Okay, we're going to use the shapes tool, and with that shapes tool, we're going to say, hey, we're going to use our camera to create a shape. Like to access your camera, hit OK. Hit OK. There we go. And so now our camera here, and I'm going to stand above my desk here, and notice it's looking all over the place, trying to find, and I don't really want my computer to be in the picture. Let's just use, we're going to turn it sideways. Do it like this, maybe. Let's see if I can get this. No. And we're going to do it like this. That's fine. That's fine. That'll work. Okay. And so once I have it where I want it, take a picture. Awesome. Not what I was looking for. Did I get into shapes? Nope. Somehow I got into colors. So notice on this side over here, I want to click on the shapes. Yeah. I'm going to skip that. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, this is what it should look like. Here we are. And this slider here is going to be a threshold slider. We want to back it down so you get as few of those black dots as you possibly can. And I'm not worried about my desk. Like you can see the pattern on my desk. You can see my art supplies. I'm not worried about that. But what I do want is I want to capture an image that has as many of the black lines as I can get without too many of the black dots. So I think that's about where I can get it. And then take your picture. Like that. There we go. Cool. So I have this and I can totally edit this. So notice in the refine, we're in the refine at the top, and at the bottom we have some tools like this eraser tool, and this is going to allow me to erase some things, and that's going to be the size of my eraser there, and I can totally erase all of this down here, removing that from here down. I'm just using my finger on my mobile device to scratch all that off, right? I don't want that to get in the way of my design. And this is a spot where you can even touch up some spots. And we're just going to go right across here. Yep. Get rid of that. I see my pens there. Get rid of those. And get rid of that. And actually, these ones weren't quite finished, so I'm just going to take them off of this because they weren't done. I didn't even outline them with pen. And we'll just have the parts that I outlined with pen on here. Yeah. Let's zoom in a little. There we go. And now the other thing we can do here is we can start kind of scrubbing this and looking like down here, look down here. Okay, we didn't finish this guy. And don't want those markings. Let's see, too much, go back. There we go. See if I can, too much. I'm gonna have to shrink this down just a little. There we go. See how I did that? Nice. I'm gonna have to shrink it down even more. And stay still. Get that one. And oh, did I lose my eraser there? There we go. Okay, that's gonna be pretty good. Nice. Okay. So far so good. Like that. I'm gonna hit done on that. We can crop here, and well, for sure we know that we can crop this down a little though. Let's get it there. Let's get it there. Let's get out of that there. Something like that. Now let's smooth it out, and that's gonna smooth some of my pen lines. So I'm gonna turn my smooth. So I went to the smooth, and now I'm gonna turn my smoothing on. This takes a minute, so be patient. And look at how it smooths it out and makes it look like a cleaner drawing. Now, notice with the smoothing, look at some of my my lines on this flower, like up at the top here. But I think it's done a pretty nice job. I kind of like it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna name it something. I'm gonna call it coloring page. And I'm going to, it's going to save it to my library. Okay, so I'm going to save it, and it's going to be in my library once I do that. Okay, there it is, saved into my library right there. Pretty nice. Now, if this is your final draft, this is definitely what you can turn in. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna save this as a PDF right out of this, and you can turn in that PDF onto our website. So we're just gonna click here on the three. So I just clicked on the little three dots at the bottom of the image. Save, actually export as PDF, just like that. Look at that. Excellent. And from here, you can easily save this to your files. You can airdrop this to yourself. What I think might be the easiest is saving it to my drive. You could save it right to your drive here. And then you can access that coloring page PDF. Right, there's my drive. Boom. And it's going to save that right there. I'm going to upload it. And now I can access that coloring page PDF in my drive and turn it right in to our PowerSchool learning site. And that's it. Your coloring page is done. Look how easy that was.